Good afternoon and welcome to TVM News. Today is Friday, May 4th. I'm Hannah Weaver.
And I'm Brianna Ryan. This week we'll bring you the latest on the recent tragedy surrounding a local IHM sister.
We also have updates on the formal end of the Korean War.
And we'll check in with TVM sports anchor Nicolo Manzo to find out how the Pacer sports teams are doing in their playoff runs.
Student Activities and Leadership Development is searching for the person responsible for vandalism in the commuter lounge of the Nazareth Student Center. Vandals wrote profanity on the whiteboards as well as the walls of the study room. This is not the first time the lounge has been vandalized. This most recent incident has been reported to Campus Safety. The Student Government Association voted to allocate $300 to purchase security cameras for the lounge at its last meeting.
Marywood wants to become a fair trade campus. The university must successfully meet certain objectives before a fair trade resolution can be granted. Assistant Director of Campus Ministry, Sister John Michelle Southwick, is working with Chartwell's, the bookstore, and Campus Ministry to help bring more fair trade products to campus. The campus already offers some fair trade products like coffee from the Electric City Roasting Company. Under the fair trade system, producers who operate in third world countries are paid a fair market price for their products.
A judge has sided with Marywood in the case of a professor dismissed in 2012. Former professor Dr. Frederick Fagel sued Marywood in 2014, claiming the university violated its progressive discipline policy. Fagel posted 2 videos on YouTube that were parodies of scenes from the film Downfall, a movie about Hitler's final days. Fagel used English subtitles to depict former Marywood president Sister Anne Mundley as Hitler and former members of Marywood's administration as Nazi soldiers. Marywood's progressive discipline policy requires employees be given written and verbal warnings before they can be fired. Marywood argued that Fagel's conduct warranted immediate dismissal. The judge ruled Marywood did not violate neither Fagel's contract nor the discipline policy.
In other news, Spring Fling will have a full house tomorrow night. Comedian Dave Coulier, who played Uncle Joey on the popular TV series Full House, will bring his stand-up routine to this year's event. Student Activities Crew is sponsoring the free entertainment. So, if you're already studying for finals this weekend, make sure to cut it out and stop by for a night of laughs.
A Marywood Counselor Education graduate student is celebrating a major accomplishment. Isabella DeBellio has been selected as runner-up in the 2018 Ross Trust Future School Counselors Essay Competition presented by the American Counseling Association. The annual award is given to a graduate student enrolled in counseling-related studies at a university and is leading to a career as a professional school counselor. DeBellio received the award at the American Counseling Association Conference in Atlanta.
Marywood students gathered in the art field to beat the stress of the upcoming finals week. TVM correspondent Tatiana Tell was there to see the fun. Tatiana, did you get on any rides?
No, Brianna, but many Marywood students did to distract themselves and wipe away the finals fatigue.
Marywood students got the chance to unwind, relax, and celebrate the end of the semester with a farewell frenzy carnival.
I'm standing here at Marywood-University outside in the art field where SGA and SAC planned a farewell frenzy carnival.
On Wednesday, May 2nd, students gathered in the art field to blow off some steam in inflatable jousting, participate in carnival games, and chow down on food provided by the Marywood Commuter Committee. Students took advantage of the warm weather and came out to have some fun before final exams.
The weather's really nice today, which is a good change for us. And I don't know, it seemed like the food smelled really good too, so it seemed like a fun time today.
I think this is the perfect way to relax before finals because everyone's just out having fun and right before everything goes bad with finals week.
For TVM News, I'm Tatiana Tell.
That seemed like a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Thanks for the report, Tatiana.
Thanks, Brianna.
Marywood students will continue to fight the stress of finals with flapjacks. The Student Activities Crew is hosting Flapjack Fest this Monday from 8 p.m. to midnight in the Nazareth Dining Hall. Students can eat pancakes, eggs, tater tots, donuts, and coffee for free. Finals begin this Tuesday.
Right around the corner following finals week is Marywood's commencement weekend. Graduating seniors and their families can attend the commencement liturgy on Friday, May 18th at 10 a.m. in the St. Leverget Center for Performing Arts. Undergraduate hooding and honor ceremony follows at 11:45 a.m. with graduate hooding and honors at 2:30 p.m. Both hooding ceremonies will be in the Center for Athletics and Wellness. Commencement is Saturday, May 19th at 1 p.m. at Mohegan Sun Arena at Casey Plaza in Wilkes-Barre. Congratulations to all the graduating seniors.
Marywood's aviation department is sharing its latest department news with the community. The department now has its own newsletter, Notice to Airmen. Freshman Michael Gold writes the newsletter, which provides briefs of meetings and events. The club recently toured the tower facilities at the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton International Airport and volunteered to help with the college carnival. This new monthly publication also highlights the accomplishments of aviation majors.
When we come back, we'll bring you local news, including a recent tragedy surrounding an IHM sister. Stay tuned.
TVM-News is sponsored in part by Bella Spazio Salon and Day Spa located in Scott Township. Bella Spazio offers a variety of salon and beauty services. Check out Bella Spazio Salon and Day Spa on Facebook or go to bellaspaziospa.com.
What this place needs is better graduation rates.
What this place needs is less childhood obesity.
What this place needs is free help with taxes.
What this place needs is healthy breakfast.
What this place needs is fitness programs for kids.
What this place needs is early readers.
What this place needs is mentors for teens.
What this place needs is people to join us. What this place needs is you. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Welcome to TVM News. The community gathered at a prayer service Wednesday night for IHM sister Angela Miller, who has been missing since last weekend. Police arrived at her home where she lived with her sister Rosemary Smith and nephew Alan Smith early Saturday morning. Both Sister Angela and Rosemary Smith filed protection from abuse orders against their nephew, Alan Smith. Police said when they arrived, Alan Smith shot at them from inside the home and then lit the house on fire. Police believe that Alan Smith killed his mother, Rosemary, and sister Angela before he set his house ablaze. Police have recovered the bodies of Rosemary and Alan Smith, but they have not been able to find Sister Angela. Alan Smith was a convicted felon and he was released from prison a year and a half ago.
Nurses at Moses Taylor and Regional Hospital of Scranton held a one-day strike last Wednesday, but were not allowed to return for their shifts the next day. They've been without a contract for 1 year, which nurses say has led to troubles with staffing, safety pay, and health care. Workers say the lack of staffing puts patients at risk. Representatives from both facilities said that patient care is their top priority. The hospitals hired an agency to make sure patients still received care during the strike. The lockout ends Monday morning.
More than 100 students, faculty, and community members marched through the University of Scranton's campus last Thursday in support of survivors of sexual assault. The march was part of the university's annual Take Back the Night event, which helps to raise awareness of relationship violence and sexual assault. Marywood-University's Peers on Wellness group also held a similar event last week to provide information about sexual assault and violence in relationships. The University of Scranton's Take Back the Night event ended with a rally on Alumni Memorial Green where survivors and supporters spoke. The event featured the Clothesline Project, in which each t-shirt signifies a different type of violence.
4 suspects wanted in connection with the murder of an elderly man in West Virginia were captured at Mohegan Sun Pocono last week and were found with drugs, guns, and counterfeiting equipment and the victim's personal documents. Credit card companies said multiple transactions were made in Luzerne County using the victim's cards. The 4 face multiple drug charges, but it is unclear if they are charged in connection with the death. Preliminary hearings are set for May 8th.
A Philadelphia man is facing child sex abuse charges in Lackawanna County. Timothy Lavey, originally from the Scranton area, is accused of aggravated indecent assault and corruption of minors. According to court documents, Lavie allegedly assaulted a female from the time she was in 5th grade until her sophomore year of high school. The victim, now in her 20s, disclosed the abuse to family members after Lavie moved away. The victim decided to come forward after a recent run-in with him in Scranton. Lavie is in the Lackawanna County Prison awaiting his preliminary hearing on May 7th.
A Colorado cannabis company is looking to open a medical marijuana dispensary in Scranton. Franklin Bioscience of Denver is applying for a state permit to open the dispensary, possibly in a strip mall on Music Street. In April, Pennsylvania made applications available under a second phase of its new medical marijuana program. Permits for dispensaries are due mid-May, but it could take up to 3 months to process them. If opened, the dispensary would create up to 25 full-time jobs.
A heated conversation last week between an Abington Heights parent and a district employee prompted the district's middle school to declare shelter status, where classroom doors are locked and movement throughout the school is restricted. Although the parent made no direct threat, the tone of the remarks caused Superintendent Dr. Michael Mahone to make the decision as a precaution. Law enforcement immediately responded and contacted the parent. After the incident, the school sent out a text alert to parents and followed by a statement from the district. Shelter status lasted about 30 minutes, and school officials say there is no further threat to students.
The Scranton-Lackawanna County Human Development Agency is investigating a bus driver and a teacher's aide after a child was left on a school bus. The 3-year-old got on the bus last Wednesday morning en route to the Lackawanna Head Start program. The child was supposed to get off the bus at the preschool inside of North Pocono High School, but when the teacher took attendance, the child was not there. The school's resource officer tracked the school's bus to a shopping center 1 mile away, where the child was found on the bus. The bus driver was supposed to search the bus before leaving, and the teacher's aide was supposed to take a head count when the kids arrived at the school. The agency director will wait for the investigation to be complete before deciding the future of the driver and the aide.
Kids in Jessup are back to playing at the Kids Corner. The 25-year-old park closed in early April so crews could repair exposed nails and screws as well as rotting wood. Jessup Borough Council expedited the repairs due to safety concerns over visitors disregarding the keep out signs and using the park anyway. Repairs cost the borough around $1,500. With the park now open, officials have begun planning a community garden nearby.
After the break, we'll bring you national news, including updates on the formal ending of the Korean War. But first, Mother Nature is still indecisive with next week's weather. Let's take a look at the 7-day forecast.
TVM-News is sponsored in part by Bella Spazio Salon and Day Spa located in Scott Township. Bella Spazio offers a variety of salon and beauty services. Check out Bella Spazio Salon and Day Spa on Facebook or go to bellaspaziospa.com.
I dare you. I dare you to change the world. Yeah, you. Getting that college education.
I dare you to be somebody important.
Like be a teacher or a reality TV star.
I dare you to stand up here.
To call the shots.
To be a role model.
An inspiration. An innovator.
To be a teacher.
Think you can change my life?
Make me excited about science like you?
Have a career that really means something?
Then do it.
I dare you.
To Maddie, congrats on paying off all those student loans.
Finally, right?
How'd you manage that anyway?
I started tracking my spending, changed a couple of habits.
Wow, I'm kind of living paycheck to paycheck right now. I don't even know how I'm doing it.
Well, have you tried saving a little?
I want to, but where's that money gonna come from? Bill collectors, they're the worst. Am I right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
Not home.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Thanks for watching TVM News. President Trump is changing his story on the hush money paid to porn star Stormy Daniels. Trump previously said he was not aware that his lawyer, Michael Cohen, had paid Daniels $130,000 during his presidential campaign.
Do you know about the $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels? Then why did Michael Cohen make it if there was no...
However, this week, Trump's lawyer, former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani, said Trump reimbursed the payment to Cohen. Giuliani said the payment was to make the controversy over the affair between Trump and Daniels, quote, go away. Attorney to Daniels, Mike Avenatti, talks about the repercussions of the payment for Trump.
I think that this shows that the president has significant potential criminal liability for felonies associated with campaign finance violations, as well as potential money laundering violations, as well as potential fraud violations relating to these law firm invoices that we've now heard about. I mean, this opens the Pandora's box, if you will, into serious issues for Donald Trump.
The situation has drawn the attention of the Justice Department and Federal Election Commission over potential violations of campaign finance law.
In more news connected to the Stormy Daniels lawsuit, the longtime personal attorney for President Trump, Michael Cohen, is pleading the fifth on his role in the alleged hush money deal. According to court papers filed last week, Cohen indicated he would assert his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination in an effort to put a civil lawsuit Daniels filed on hold. Daniels is seeking to void an agreement in which Cohen paid her $130,000 to not disclose an alleged sexual encounter with Trump in 2006. Trump tweeted about the situation on May 3rd, saying, Mr. Cohen, an attorney, received a monthly retainer not for the campaign and having nothing to do with the campaign, from which he entered into, through reimbursement, a private contract between two parties known as Non-Disclosure Agreement, or NDA. These agreements are very common among celebrities and people of wealth. In this case, it is full force and in effect and will be used in arbitration for damages against Ms. Clifford or Daniels. The agreement was used to stop the false and extortionist accusations made by her about an affair, despite already having signed a detailed letter admitting there was no affair. Prior to its violation by Ms. Clifford and her attorney, this was a private agreement. Money from the campaign or campaign contributions played no role in this transaction. The judge in the case said he needs to hear from Cohen directly before deciding on the request.
North and South Korea have committed to formally ending the Korean War 65 years after hostilities ended. South Korean President Moon Jae-in and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un signed the Panmunjom Declaration for Peace, Prosperity, and Unification on the Korean Peninsula. This commits the two countries to denuclearization and talks to bring a formal end to the conflict, since the war never officially ended. President Moon Jae-in commented on the peace talks.
Chairman Kim and I myself would like to declare Panmunjom Declaration. We had a historical meeting and reached a very precious and valuable agreement. There will not be any more war on the Korean Peninsula. The new era of peace has finally opened, and we are declaring that.
Both China and the U.S. were involved in the conflict and would also have to sign any eventual peace treaty.
President Trump's travel ban is in the hands of the Supreme Court. The High Court's conservative majority signaled last week they support Trump's travel ban for national security reasons. A federal judge in Hawaii says the ban is motivated by Trump's feelings towards Muslims. This is President Trump's third version of the travel ban and limits entry from Libya, Iran, Somalia, Syria, and Yemen. The justices will issue a final ruling in June.
A federal judge in Washington state is issuing a permanent injunction that blocks the Trump administration from cutting Planned Parenthood grants used to fund teen pregnancy prevention programs. U.S. District Judge Thomas Rice ruled that the Trump administration cannot end the grants because it would cause harm to communities the program serves. Last summer, Planned Parenthood launched a suit against the Trump administration after it ended teen pregnancy prevention grants for 81 organizations nationwide. The grants were supposed to run through 2020, but the Department of Health and Human Services argued the program was unsuccessful and wanted to end the grants this year.
Trump's administration took another hit as the Senate Judiciary Committee voted last Thursday to approve a bill to protect special counsel Robert Mueller from being fired. If passed, the bill would allow Mueller or any special counsel 10 days to apply for expedited judicial review if fired from an investigation. The committee advanced the bill even though Senate leaders warned that it is unlikely to be supported in the full Senate. Supporters argued that it would send the message that the Senate is willing to stand up to President Trump and the Russia investigation.
The hunt for the suspect known as the Golden State Killer has ended. Authorities arrested James D'Angelo near Sacramento, California. D'Angelo is accused of killing 12 people, raping at least 45, and breaking into more than 120 homes in California in the 1970s and 1980s. Authorities charged him with 6 counts of murder after his arrest last Tuesday and said some of his crimes took place while he was a police officer. Investigators matched D'Angelo's DNA to the murders of 2 California women in 1980. The case went cold in 1986 when the crime seemed to stop, and investigators had no leads until 2 weeks ago.
Former NBC News anchor Tom Brokaw is the latest well-known name to face allegations of sexual harassment. Former NBC News correspondent Linda Vester is accusing Brokaw of harassing her in the 90s. Vester claims Brokaw tried to grope her and force her to kiss him. She also alleges that he once showed up uninvited at her hotel room. The allegations against Brokaw, who retired in 2004, come months after Today Show host Matt Lauer was fired after claims of sexual harassment in the workplace. Brokaw denies the allegations.
Arizona teachers may be returning to their classrooms after 6 days of walkouts. Around 50,000 teachers marched to the state capitol in support of the Red for Ed movement Monday. Several Arizona teachers explained their reasons for the protesting.
To ask us to go back in the classroom until anyone has even seen the bill. We have been in this building and talking to our representatives, and they haven't seen the bill yet. And so we're not going to go on blind faith.
I need to see something that's on the table that is going to affect that change. I don't want it just to be by word of mouth. It would need to be something more substantial.
In addition to protests in Arizona, over 10,000 teachers in Colorado used personal days to also march to their state capital to push for more school funding. The goal was to raise teachers' pay 20% by next school year, along with yearly raises until their salaries reach the national average. Arizona Governor Doug Ducey's plan to give teachers a 10% raise next year and another 10% by 2020, which would cost the state about $300 million this year alone.
Terminally ill British toddler Alfie Evans died last weekend, days after his life support was withdrawn. The 23-month-old boy had been in a semi-vegetative state for more than a year and was kept alive by artificial ventilation in the critical care unit. A disagreement between the hospital and his parents over ending the child's treatment led to a high-profile court case in the United Kingdom Supreme Court. The child's parents appealed to the court to allow the child to go to Italy for further treatment, but their request was denied. In honor of Evans, supporters of his case released balloons in Liverpool.
Amazon is raising the price of Amazon Prime from $99 to $119 per year. Amazon CFO Brian Olsavsky said that Amazon is continuing to raise the value of Prime since the company has added digital benefits such as Prime Video. The price change will go into effect May 11th and apply to Prime renewals starting June 16th.
Up next, we'll check in with TVM sports anchor Nicolo Manzo to find out how the Pacers are doing in their playoff runs. Don't go anywhere.
TVM News is sponsored in part by Bella Spazio Salon and Day Spa located in Scott Township. Bella Spazio offers a variety of salon and beauty services. Check out Bella Spazio Salon and Day Spa on Facebook or go to bellaspazio.spa.com.
Here's your check.
Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back to TVM News. Let's check in with TVM sports anchor Nicolo Manzo for Marywood Sports. So Nicolo, with playoffs coming to a close, are any Pacers coming home victorious?
Well, Hannah, one team already brought home a championship. Another will be playing for one tomorrow.
Oh, really? Let's hear more about it.
Marywood's women's golfers are the champions of the inaugural Landmark Conference Championships. The team rallied from 10 strokes back to win the championship by 11 strokes. Sophomore Mariah Casey led the Pacers to the title with a two-day score of 189 and a fourth-place finish. The men were runners-up in the CSAC tournament to Rosemont College. Despite the second-place finish, the story for the Pacers was graduate student Michael Thomas' second individual CSAC championship. In the rain-shortened tournament, Thomas shot a 112 after 27 holes to tie with Jordan Cook of Rosemont. Thomas's lower score on day 2 broke the tie in his favor. The women's lacrosse team will be playing for a CSAC championship tomorrow against Cabrini. The Pacers got there in dominant fashion with a 21-7 win over Immaculata in the semifinals Wednesday. Marywood scored 9 of the first 10 goals of the game and never looked back. In the game, senior Sam Bussinelli continued her impressive season with a career day. Bussinelli scored 5 goals with 4 assists. Sophomore Gwyneth Gleason added a hat trick and 5 assists. The men's lacrosse season is coming to an end following a 9-3 loss to Gwynedd Mercy in the CSAC semifinals last Saturday. The Pacers jumped out to a 3-2 lead, but the Griffins scored 7 consecutive goals to advance to the conference championship game. Sophomore Zach Vaughn scored both of Marywood's first 2 goals, and senior Matt Casto added the other. Gwynned's Ryan Simpson scored a hat trick as the Griffins outshot Marywood 32-20 in the victory. Marywood's softball CSAC season has come to an end after a 9-0 loss to Newman Wednesday. Newman's Jen Szyminski cruised to the shutout victory. The team came up big in an all-important final week just to secure a playoff spot. The team notched a 4-0 record to propel themselves into the CSAC playoffs. On Saturday, the Pacers first swept Keystone College 9-5 and 8-7. Junior Kirstie Alvarez picked up the Game 1 win for the Pacers in addition to going 7 for 8 at the plate and driving in 5 runs across the 2 games. The team then dispatched Centenary 8-2 and 14-1 in 5 innings. Alvarez again starred for the Pacers, repeating the stat line of a Game 1 victory and 5 runs batted in. The baseball team is following up a pair of losses to Newman with a couple of wins against Clark Summit University. Last weekend's doubleheader saw the Pacers fall 6-1 and 13-2 to the Knights. Newman pitchers Grant Wallace and Phil Sanborn stymied Marywood's offense throughout the 2 games. On Monday, the Pacers' bats woke up in an 18-7 win. Sophomore Trevor Powers went 3 for 5 with 2 RBI, sophomore Jake Schuster went 3 for 4 with 4 RBI, and freshman Scott Becker went 3 for 5 with 4 RBI of his own in the high-scoring affair. The team continued its offensive barrage Wednesday when they scored 16 runs against Clark Summit. In the 16-6 win, Powers and Schuster had historic days at the plate. Powers went 4 for 6 with an inside-the-park home run to go along with a triple and 2 doubles. Powers set the single-game Pacer record with 8 runs batted in. Meanwhile, Schuster was 4 for 5 with a record-tying 2 home runs in the game. The Pacers wrap up the regular season tomorrow with a doubleheader at Cabrini. The track and field teams are coming off of their final meet before the CSAC championships. In a meet against Kings, junior Justin Stonier won the high jump and sophomore Lindsay Gladden furthered 2 of her own school records. Her performances in the triple jump and high jump qualified her for ECACs. The other record-setting performance at the meet was senior Matt Collier's hammer throw. No team scoring was kept at the event. The men and women both compete at CSAC championships this weekend. The sports world is into the heart of playoff season. Both the National Basketball Association and Stanley Cup playoffs are in second-round action. Starting in the Stanley Cup playoffs, last night the Penguins brought their series with the Capitals level to 2 games apiece following a 3-1 victory. In the late game, the Predators defeated the Jets 2-1 to knot the series at 2 games apiece as well. In the other 2 series, the Golden Knights and the Sharks are tied at 2 games each, while the Lightning lead the Bruins 2-1. In the NBA last night, the Cavaliers and the Celtics both pushed their leads to 2-0 over the Raptors and 76ers, respectively. The Cavaliers won 128-110 in Toronto, and the Celtics defended their home court 108-103. Out west, the Rockets and Jazz series sits at 1 game apiece, and the Warriors lead the Pelicans 2-0. That wraps it up for sports. For one final time this semester, back to the desk.
Thanks, Nicolo. That's going to do it for the final edition of TVM News this year. We would like to thank TVM management, the TVM News crew, our broadcast operations staff, and our faculty advisors for their continued help and support throughout the year. From all of us at TV-Marywood, thank you for tuning in. I'm Hannah Weaver.
And I'm Brianna Ryan. We'll see you back here next fall.